Hey watch friends, today we're going to take a look at a few offerings from the company Colareb, and this is actually all four of these are from their animal-free lineup. And as you can see here, this has information. If you want to pause that on the screen, you can check out their website. I will say right off the bat, this video is sponsored. These straps were sent in for review, and I don't have to send them back, so you might have noticed that paid promotion. And then actually, if you saw before, we did feature these two. This was actually, these were sent in by one of their dealers, Holben's Fine Watch Bands. So I do want to mention that as far as for full disclosure. Ultimately, if you're familiar with the channel, you know that I don't personally use leather products, so I'm always excited anytime I see different animal-free options, especially stylistically that change things up from your standard rubber, canvas, etc. So today we're going to be taking a look at actually Colareb's newest offering. This is what they refer to as their Strapple. The reason that this is called Strapple here is these are actually Apple-based straps. So pretty cool, and as you'll see, these have a very different look to them than the others, and there's some other changes to these as well. But I wanted to go ahead and revisit the entire lineup and see how these compare. You can look at them head-to-head for options. As you can see here, these I would say are more similar to their Sustain model or series, which emulates a little more of a traditional leather look. You can see this has a nice texture to this going all the way on throughout that, and then nice accent stitching for this. This of course is not contrast, but I do think that's nice and clean looking. Then here, this is actually one of their wood straps. So if you didn't see that review, this actually is truly a wood perimeter for that. So really cool for that, or exterior I should say. This is really cool material for that, and overall interesting option for a strap. And then this one is their EcoSuede, which is a microfiber. So this one, whereas these have more of a traditional leather look, this has more of a traditional suede look to it. And we'll talk about each of these in a little more detail, but I'm going to slide these to the side, and we're going to focus on the Strapple one since this is the latest offering. So with this, you can see two different colors here. They do have two other colors that are available. There's like a burgundy or a wine color, and then there's also a deep navy blue color as well. And I'll go ahead and pop those up on the screen. Today, we're going to be taking a look at, they call this one the Swamp, and they call this one brown for it, which it's of course kind of a given there as far as where that comes from. The Swamp color, I would say this is somewhere between like a tan, almost like hints of like an OD, kind of grayish, kind of a light brown, just depending on the lighting and depending on what you want to call it. The brown, of course, is a traditional brown. It's a medium hued brown, I would say. And then for pairings on these, we actually have today, we're looking at these. This is on a Zelos Nova with the aventurine dial. This is a Notice, and this is their Sector series, the Pilot Watch. And this is what they call the Flyer, which is kind of a copper dial. We have a Zelos Mako, and this is the Hunter Green with bronze case. And then we have a Zelos Sky Raider, and this Sky Raider 2, and this is the skeleton version for that, to get that out of the way in case anybody's wondering. And I do have videos of all of these. This one, I'm overdue for a video, long story as far as some of that piece, but I do have the unboxing available as well. So back to these straps. So what's going on with these? So let's check first. This one, as you can see, I put a little wear on this. This one I intentionally kept in new condition because I wanted you to see what it looks like out of the box versus how it was starting to kind of age with some usage on the wrist here. So as you can see, your typical lines, I would say that that's no different than any other watch for where I'm typically setting that at, or any other strap rather. And then for overall, I would say, I haven't really seen anything with the one exception, and I'll talk about that more, but I haven't really seen anything for wear. It's been comfortable. It's pretty pliable on wrist. It's not the most pliable in the world. It's not, I would say, at the microfiber level, but this certainly does contour to the wrist. Haven't really had any comfort issues with this. One thing that I will say is they did make some changes for this. You can see this one does have quick release spring bars, which in fact, unfortunately with this, I actually wish that this one didn't have quick release spring bars, whereas that's something I would have liked before. And the reason for that being is specific to this Nova. This Nova here, and let's just go ahead and address this right off the bat. You can see some pieces of tape there, and you can see kind of a little cut and abrasion on this strap immediately with putting this on. Unfortunately, this Nova is known to have a sharp lip right there, and you can kind of see that down in there. It dug into the strap, and it did give it a little cut. So I would like to have bent these spring bars a little bit just to give it some curve so I could wear them better with this Nova. This obviously is not a permanent solution. I'm not honestly sure what I'm going to do there yet for that to salvage that. But with the quick release spring bars, it does make it a little harder to actually change those out. These heads, I don't believe, screw off on that. So it is a little more limiting. I don't want to try to fight it, take a chance of ripping that. But otherwise, though, I'm very glad to see that they do have quick release spring bars now. Additionally, you might have noticed here, they did actually change the buckle around. So the overall configuration is pretty similar, but you can see this now has, it's a little more pronounced here, but then it has the curved edges as opposed to being squared off. And one of the biggest things I like, this had a very fiddly little male end there to go through for your holes. This one actually has, it's a wider and flatter, so it now has slots instead of holes for it. I think that was a fantastic upgrade for that, and I'm really glad to see that. I think this, as you can see, it stays a little more secure in there. It's a little easier to adjust in the hole, and I just think it looks a little better and a little more premium, whereas this, I think, had a little bit of a cheaper look to it, though I think overall the quality of the straps was fantastic before. So that was a nice upgrade as well, so I'm glad to see that they did that. Let's go ahead and put this one on the wrist, give you an idea as to what this looks like. You can see here, so this is on my 6.5-inch wrist. It does contour pretty well all the way around for the wrist. And overall, I think it looks nice. I think if you're going for this style of watch strap, I think it complements, in this case, the dressier style of the Nova. I think it looks really good. So I've been pleased with that. As far as for the new one, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So you can see, obviously it does come pretty bolt straight out of the box for it. This one, of course, doesn't have any wrinkling or anything yet, because again, I did leave this in new condition here so you could see. Let's go ahead and give this its first bends. I have not bent this at all. This gives you an idea as to what this is like out of the box. As you can see, not super stiff by any means. It's not the most pliable in the world, but really is not too bad, and it breaks in quite quickly. As you can see, just from going through that, it's already getting some curvature to that, and it does contour, I think, pretty well to the wrist. This, I do believe, and from the feel, this is pretty heavily padded towards the top, so do be aware of that. If you have particularly small wrists like myself or smaller than myself, this will have a little bit more resistance there because of that padding in that, but you're probably already used to that. Not a big deal, just something that I did want to make mention of. So overall, as far as the style, I think these have been holding up well. I think aesthetically, I think these do look nice. I think they simulate that leather look, and I think they're attractively finished. Bringing back the wood and microfiber, let's look at these next to each other. You can see it's a really huge textural difference. This additionally it's still padded, but I mean, check out the pliability on this microfiber. This is still probably my favorite. I mean, it's insane. And this is really like this out of the box. It just immediately drapes and contours. So comfortable. I love these. These ones, in my opinion, are fantastic. I really do encourage you to check out these. They're actually a little bit cheaper as well. Don't quote me on it. I want to say these are around $50 or $60 in US, whereas these are a little pricier, coming in, I believe, around $65 for them. And I will actually have, the reason I'm kind of cryptic about pricing is these, because they're just now coming out, they're just starting to hit dealers. So as I mentioned, these were sent in by Holben's Fine Watch Band. So if you're in the US, I do believe they ship internationally as well, but they're a really good option. And I did check right before recording this, they do already have these on their site. So that is an option through them. Do encourage you to check out Holben's. They've been great to work with, even beyond just the whole sponsored aspect of things. They've been fantastic for responsiveness, quick shipping, include spring bars, all those kind of things. Going directly through Colareb, I will tell you, especially if you're international, that may be your best option. I will have a discount code in the description that is compliments of Colareb, so thank you for that, not only sending in these straps so we could check them all out together, but additionally for providing that to the viewers here. I believe it's good for 10% off, if I'm not mistaken, and it is, I believe, only a one-time use for that for every order that you place, or every individual who places an order. So if you are interested in kind of mixing things up, whether you are looking specifically for vegan straps or you're just looking for something that's a little different stylistically, I do encourage you to give these a look. Colareb, I think they're well known for putting out quality straps, whether it's in their animal-free lineup or otherwise, and I don't think any of these are an exception here. This, I suspect, with the wood, it's going to be more different, more unique. It's going to be probably a little more polarizing. Whereas these, I think, with the microfiber as well as the Strapple, the apple-based, I really think these fit. If you're looking for a leather type strap, whether you're looking for suede or more traditional, I don't think you can go wrong. If they have the color choices that are available for what you're looking for, I think these are a great option, and do encourage you to check them out. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you did enjoy this, and could please hit that like button. And most importantly, if you're not already and you want to help out the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.